talking about the conditions of Israel. And he says, the harvest is past, the summer is ended, and we're not saved. That is the predicament of African Americans in this country today. We fought in the fight, the harvest has come, the nation is built on our backs. We've come through great difficulties and great hardships, and we've had legislation passed, we've had marches, we've had achievements. We now have 60 people in the Congress, but the harvest is past, meaning that the time we fulfilled our purpose happened. And then there came the time of the second harvest, and we still, African Americans, are not saved. This nation was built on our investment, built on the backs of African Americans, African people, built in sacrifice, blood, sweat, and tears. And the harvest came after our investment. But the plantation owners, those who gathered the harvest, kept all of the harvest for themselves and never distributed. And now people talk about today old money. Well, old money is simply our money. It's the money that we didn't get for what we invested. And we're here today to call for the check to come back satisfied. Martin King said it was a check that turned insufficient funds. Today we come to serve notice that we are determined to collect what we have invested, what our forefathers and mothers have deposited in this nation. Every measure, every single measure of quality of life in this country, African Americans are at the bottom. You take any disease, you take our schools, you take our economics, every aspect, we're at the bottom. But we're not going to. We're not going to stay there, because another generation is rising to build upon the generations before us. And not only is another generation rising, we're linking arms with others who are oppressed. Because our oppression is a disease that is not containable. You cannot be discriminatory on one people and think that that will not show up in all segments of the society. And therefore, we are all here because we all have an investment in this nation turning and living up to its possibilities. So I ask you, let us leave here determined to not let the fire go out, determined to be engaged, determined to rise to the moment. Martin King said it this way. Ralph Waldo Emerson said in 1871, if you can build a better mousetrap than your neighbor, even if you build your house in the woods, the world will make a beaten path to your door. And this becomes increasingly true. We must not set out to be just a great Negro doctor or Negro lawyer, but if we do, we've already flunked the matriculation examination into the University of Integration. Martin went on to say, if it falls your lot to be a sweet street, we're going out in sweet streets. Sweet streets like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweet streets like Beethoven composed music. Sweet streets like the marble maker. Sweet streets so well that the whole host of heaven and earth will pause and say, here lived the great sweet sweeper who swept his job well. If you can't be a pine on the top of the hill, be a shrub in the valley. If you can't be a main road, be a path. If you can't be the sun, be a star. But in my size that you win or you fail. But be the best of whatever you are. Get together, my brothers and sisters. There's a great camp meeting on the other side.